Okay. So this is where we start with the knives. We have bar stock. We have two different pieces. This one is getting a knife for Ellie and a knife for Mark. Let's go back to here. Okay, so Ellie sent this. It's the knife that we're going to replace. It's 5 inches long. She uses it as a paring knife and a utility knife. So I was just laying that out, and I've been working on getting this curve, being that in here there is no curve. This was a knife that has one of those sheaths that when every time you put it in, it sharpens the knife. But it does more, it just wears it down. So we're doing that. So I know that I want the handle this size. It's 4 inches. And I have all of these guys here to play with and hold on to. These are all going to need handles. La, 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 la. So that's just under 4 inches, and it's quite comfortable. So now I'm trying to get that curve. And I've done everything from straight to big curves. And each one of them gives them a very different personality. So I think we found something about, let's give this a try and then we'll take a look at it. And yes, that's our washing machine. So I can multitask. There we go. So here we have that, and I think it would make a good knife. Nice blade. I think we're down to 15/16 down by 7/8. So we're at 7/8 right by the heel here, and then it comes up nice. So if you're holding it, you can still pair with it very nicely. And it's long enough with just a nice comfortable sweep to slice also on a countertop. So that's good. So we can clean up all that other stuff around here. This is just alcohol. Acetone works a little bit better, but I really don't feel like having acetone all over me. But this will work fine. So we have that. And we put in a little bolster. And now we just have to measure out for the pins equally. And then for Mark's also, he wanted that. He has very large hands. He's a very large person, an incredibly talented person. No matter what he touches, he does amazing things. So he has these really big hands. His wife has small hands, so there's going to be a compromise there. But this one doesn't even fit in my hand if you grab here. If you're using it as you should as a paring knife, you're holding it up here, and this really doesn't matter. So you'll be working with it up here. So I'm concerned about this thickness right in here. And I increased this length just a bit for Mark. Quite a bit. Yeah, so 5/8, we added 5/8 to that. And then I'm thinking this might be a little bit too wide right here to function well as a paring knife, because you really have to get your fruit or whatever you're doing way out here. So I was going to take that down. The curve's fine and everything. We erased that a couple times. So we could pull this up. Let's wipe that out just on the bottom here. There we go. So we eliminated that. So now what we can do is put this up here, and I'm going to run it up 1/4 of an inch to right to there. No, we have to leave that there and run this one up 1/4 of an inch, I think. Let's take a look. What's nice about this is you can do it over and over again until you have what you want and what you like. Okay. There we go. So it's a little too thin. So we're going to go someplace in between. Take that here and this down there. That's good. Oops. Everything's slipping. There we go. It's looking better. And we have second place there. Interesting. So it's a little bit better, and the only difference is a 1/16 of an inch. So we'll take that. That will work nicely. Put this in here. There we go. Let's see what this is like. There. Okay, good. That's 3/4 of an inch. That's just what we want. Here, I think we will do the pin location different also. So we have 4.5 inches here. We could put the first one in 1/2 inch in from the back. Two and 1/4 would be the center. And if we pull this in 1/2 inch, pull this in 3/4 in the front here. And then what we have here is 4 1/4, so we're going to center that at 2 1/8. I'm sorry, 3 1/4. 1 and 5 would be right there. 5/8. So that's the new locations for our pins. Center these. Three-quarters of 3/8 would be right here, or slightly above. So we're either going to center it or have them slightly above center. Right there. There we go. So that's good, and what we're going to do is we're going to grind this . So the scale will come up to here, and then we'll start grinding. Could actually drop this down just to be safe. And we'll just blend this all in, so there's really no ricasso. So it'll be like this one. You can see it here. It's just very smooth. No ricasso being cut into it, like this one has. It was just ground down from here forward and then stopped, so you have that drop down. This is just a nice smooth transition, like all of these other guys here. So it's a nice smooth transition coming down, and then right here you can see as it gets thinner going up, it gets sharpened. And here it's full width, and then the distal taper starts right around here and just tapers down. More of a utility knife. Okay, so that takes care of Mark's. And then for Ellie's, we'll put 2 pins in here. Two little pins in there to hold the bolster in. And then back here we have to get our pins in. And we'll go, let's go a 1/2 inch here. And a 1/2 inch here. And 2 3/4, so it's going to be 1 3/8. Right there. That's good. So that's our placement, and all we have to do is get a vertical line for it. A lot of times everybody likes to see a perfectly straight line of pins, but when you're curving things, it doesn't quite work out. So I tend to curve the pins with the outside lines of the knife. So I have 3/8 here. The 16th would be right here. And 3/8 would be here. So for Ellie's, this is the layout we have. Almost straight. So those will be the pins, the bolster pins, and then the blade. And we kept the blade down to 15, 16, 7 inch, which is good. So that's the layout of these two, and then I have to do one more, a Japanese veggie knife. And just so we have an idea on this one. So we'll have about a 7-inch blade over here, and a 4. You could go 4.5 or 4 1/4 handle. Okay, good, and that's 2 inches. So we're going to come down like this. Have a slight curve to it. This will go up. It should be. Coming up here, and then this curve. Let's get the 3/4 up here. So this will come up to here. Drop down a bit. And then come back up. And then we'll come down. Let's get this around. Like this. And the top will be up here. Actually, we could take this one, put it right there, do this. There we go. So that's basically what we're going to be cutting out. I'll put our pins here. And this should get beveled up to about here. Good. So that's our third knife. So now we can go outside and cut these out. So that's how I lay out my knives. More often than not, if it's a duplicate knife, I'll just take it. It's all been laid out and planned, and I'll just lay it down on the stock and trace around it, and it's that easy. It's when we're doing something a little different, customizing it to someone's hand, replacing a blade that we don't normally make, that we have to start laying everything out. So next, we'll see you outside. Okay, so these are the blanks or the blades that were cut out. This is what we have to deal with now. So all of these holes will get drilled. The outside will get ground down to fit the shape. And then we take it to the grinder and start a preliminary grinding on it. And then after that, it goes to heat treating.
You see us drive by?